Hello, everybody. Shana Karpeles here with CA Bar Style. I hope you are all doing well. I wanted to make this video today, and I actually think this is one of the most important videos that I have ever made in almost 13 years of running CA Bar Style. I didn't feel like it was appropriate to make a video about the state of mind of an applicant or the anxieties and stresses that applicants go through without first having the experience of and the foundation, the background, having worked with over 4,500 or so applicants to date. And depending on when you're watching this content, we are in October 2021. So now that I have worked with applicants from all walks of life, all backgrounds, have seen what especially repeaters, but really any type of applicant has gone through, I feel like I have that experience that I can relay some great tips for coping through um, stresses that come with the preparation and making sure that the state of mind as you are navigating through your prep is in a good place, because especially if you are in my program, you know that it all begins with positive thinking. We can get right into the prep and jump into substantive law review and essay writing and so on. But if you don't believe that you can do it, if you lack confidence, if you're staring at a blank screen and can't get anything on that screen, can't write, which happens a lot to applicants, and can't get it going, can't keep on track, what are some coping mechanisms? What are some tools that you can utilize? And this can really help you in any gamut of your life in terms of career, and in terms of preparing for something that is a major goal like the California bar exam. So let's get to it. I'm going to go through about 6 or 7 different steps, and I hope these are useful to you. This is just stuff that I hope applicants that are struggling with getting a momentum going can put forward, either all or some of them, to help in their preparation. So first of all, if you are a repeater, it is really important that you try your best to let go of what has happened in the past. It is really hard for a lot of repeaters, understandably so, to move on from not passing a previous California bar exam or any bar exam in maybe another state or country. But you got to try and let that go. If you're bringing it into the prep, you're going to carry it, you're going to think about it, and it can definitely slow you down. What happened in the past does not represent who you are, what type of applicant you are. It is an exam, and there were things that you needed to fix. Hopefully, if you're in my course, we're definitely working on fixing them. But whatever program you are in, you should definitely relay those fears, relay what happened, and whoever's working with you, whatever company is working with you, hopefully is going to be there for you, like I would be, to help walk you through. Let's let it go. Let's move on, clean slate. Or let's say you came really close. You're doing a lot of things well. Let's look at the whole picture and not make it a miserable situation or a situation where you're constantly thinking about what happened previously. So try and let go. Number 2, have structure. This goes to all applicants. Structure is huge when it comes to preparing well. You want to make sure that you have a schedule. The schedule should not be overwhelming. There's no reason to study 10, 15, 20 hours a day around the clock, cramming for the bar exam. You have to be methodical. You have to be focused. You have to understand if the material is connecting for you, if the process is connecting for you. If you're just studying to study or submitting an essay or performance test or multiple choice set just to feel like you've done an abundance of practice, you're probably going to end up feeling overwhelmed, fall behind, and not really know if you're on the right track. So it's really important that there's a great schedule. The schedule should be concise. It should be about 5-6 hours, maybe 7 hours of study time per day. After that, you're going to feel burnt out. Your brain is going to shut off to some degree when it comes to prep, and you're going to not feel motivated to keep going that day. So make sure 3-hour increments at most of study time, which should have some 10-minute breaks in between, and structure of a schedule that's going to keep you accountable, going to keep you focused, and not overwhelm you or burn you out. and your course should be coming with that, okay? You should not have to ever make a schedule on your own. Number 3, keep active. I think this is severely overlooked when it comes to a lot of things in life, but especially when it comes to studying for the exam. As bar applicants, you're sitting in a chair a lot, hunched over. I know I am half the day when I'm making content or tutoring or in meetings, and now it's a lot of Zoom, right? So we're not even face to face with people. We're looking at a screen. You got to get your body moving, sweat it out, whatever you like to do. Walk, run, lift weights. That's a big passion of mine. Find a friend to go with you to a spin class, yoga, whatever you like to do. I really encourage you to exercise. Of course, we always disclaimer it and say, ask your doctor for any physical plan you're going to start. But I think exercise for most people is a very productive thing. And again, there is this misconception that sitting in that chair all day, all night is what is needed. It is wrong. You do not need to be doing that. Yes, you have to study hard. You have to study a lot. There are heavier days than others, but fitting in that 1 hour of exercise in 24 hours is going to be a game changer during your preparation. And I recommend that through the entire prep. Physical activity, please do not sit in a chair all day long. Number 4, commercial bar review. I'm not here to give a big knock on it. If you know me personally on a deeper level, you know my real thoughts on how those programs work, and they do work for some. But for applicants that typically deal with a lot of stress or anxiety is a clinical term. I have battled it most of my life, especially my adult life, and it's under control now because I exercise a lot and I have sought help for it. I never took medication, and I'm being really raw here, which I don't usually do, but it is something that I can relate to on a deep level with my applicants. And when they are experiencing that, I kind of have to assess how deep or how high of the level of anxiety are we dealing with. So if you know that you are prone to have higher levels of stress or anxiety that's related to life in general or just the exam, I do not recommend commercial bar review. And the main reason, amongst numerous ones, is because no one is going to be there for you. You will feel like you are a number in a course. No one is going to talk you down from those days where the stress is at an all-time high and give you the tools to know how to cope through that, because unfortunately those programs are just not designed for anyone to really be assessing your progress and be there for you. So I don't recommend that type of review if you know that you may have more stress than particularly others preparing for the exam. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with having that. It is something that a lot of people deal with, and fortunately nowadays there are many sources of help for those levels. Number 5, put yourself in timed real conditions. I think a lot of times the stress grows because applicants are doing open book practice, which I do recommend in different settings. However, eventually you need to get yourself and know how to do it into timed practice. Putting yourself in a real 1 hour essay scenario or a 90-minute PT scenario, 1.8 minute per multiple choice question with a given 10, 15, 20 MBE set. If you do not do that, when you get to the test, and let's say you've never taken the bar before, you're a first-time taker, okay, or an attorney applicant from another state first-time taker, you are going to be overwhelmed. You won't have that structure. You won't be prepared. So it is very, very important that you put yourself in that time structure and that you're comfortable with it and you do enough practice, time practice, so that it does not throw you off when you hit something like an evidence question that can take that has particularly a lot of issue spotting, maybe 25, 30 IRACs could be in one full-blown evidence essay, for instance, and it can definitely throw you off your A game. So I think a very big way to help with test stress, test anxiety, is to put yourself in real-time test settings. Next, practice positive thinking. That's a huge one. And that kind of goes with step 1, where you want to try and not bring in the previous exam experience, if it was a negative experience, as best as possible. So there are days where you could do a multiple choice set and get 70%, which is a high score. You got to get a 65. So if you're at a 70%, 75%, that's a great day. That's a great set. You may have another day where it goes down to maybe a 50th percentile. You have to try and have the determination and mindset through positive thinking. Some people do meditation. Some people just have a mantra that goes that will get you to make sure that you can take a little break and then keep on moving when you're not having the greatest preparation day. So it's really important to, look it up online, go follow some really inspirational people on Instagram. I'm trying to give forward that positive energy myself to believe that you can really do this. I think that applicants, especially repeaters, do try, their confidence has been hurt. They have not passed and they really want to get it done for themselves. But remember, everyone wants to ultimately pass the exam. It's what you're going to do from your prep to the exam that's going to get you there. And of course, on game day, that test day. But the prep is so important. You have to prepare well. So make sure that you have that positive thinking, get those mantras going. I like one that's really simple. And I just say, not today. When those thoughts start coming in my mind, I literally put up my hand and go, not today. So that can be really a powerful tool. Use something maybe from childhood, maybe something your parents told you to get you through to that next step and realize the test does not define you. It is a test. It is testing different layers of law. And you can do this. You've got through law school, wherever you went. Maybe you've been a practicing attorney for a number of years. If the preparation is going smooth, then you should feel good about it as you get to each step and milestone within that prep. And that's another thing I'll add, that if the preparation is going well, you should feel that. It should not feel like this tedious, horrible experience as you are going through the preparation. You should feel that it is moving along, you're connecting, you're understanding more and more about not only the process, but also about things that you need to improve on, maybe areas you need to review more. So it should definitely lead you to that positive thinking, as well as, okay, this is okay. I'm having a day where I need to focus a little bit more on formation type questions or persuasive performance tests, but I know that, and I have the tools through the tutor or through the course to get me to that next place, and I'm going to kick some you-know-what and be confident as I'm going through that. And the last thing, and I can talk about this for a while, but for purposes of this video, I don't want to go on too long. And if you're still with me, thank you for still being here. I hope that this is helpful information for you. Is if it gets to a point where, for example, I had an applicant once that just could not get past what she was feeling, no matter how much I tried to work with her and give her those tools. Sometimes it is something that needs to be with a real expert, a therapist, psychiatrist, someone that can really help you on that clinical level if it is at that level. And again, there's nothing wrong with seeking that help with a professional that can, in conjunction with your bar prep or even just in life, give you the tools, work with you to have better coping mechanisms to get through and build that confidence so that you can, I realized I didn't circle back on my example, excuse me. I had an applicant that she just could not write for the performance test. It was a blank screen every single time, couldn't get a word down. And no matter how many tools I worked with on her again, she just could not get it there. And my heart really went out to her. But she took a break from bar prep, which, by the way, is okay sometimes too. And she got the help she needed. And then she came back and got it done for herself. So that is definitely something that should be considered if it gets to a level where you're putting those tools that I just mentioned into play, or some other tools that you know about, and you just can't get it done for yourself. That is the time that you likely should seek out the help of a friend, a family member, or maybe an expert in that field that can help you. So I hope these were helpful. If you have your own tools for coping with test stress or anxiety in general, I would love to hear them. Every bit of information that I could use to help my applicants, I am very appreciative of. And thank you for watching this video. Like always, be well.